Good morning, children. Welcome to the first video of computers. Today we are going to begin with lesson number 1. Let us revise. It is the revision of the previous class. Now, last year we have studied about the programming language. So let us begin from chapter number 1 of last year. So in programming language, we had studied it's a formal computer language or constructed language designed to communicate instructions to a machine, particularly a computer. Programming languages can be used to create programs to control the behavior of a machine or to express the algorithms. Now we know that we are humans and computer is a machine. When a human wants to communicate with a machine, there is a certain way related to communication, and it is called as programming. Because we as humans know various languages, but computer knows only one language, that is binary language. The language of zeros and ones means the state of on and the state of off. So computers are designed in such a way that they know only machine languages, and to communicate with them, there are various programming languages like we know Hindi, Marathi, and other languages. Same way in computers, there are multiple languages to communicate with them. Now it depends from person to person which language to communicate with the computers. To communicate with them, we have different set of algorithms which we need to learn to way to communicate. Now algorithms for all the languages will be same, but the way of writing for each and every language, that is specifically computer language, will be different. Like in Hindi and Marathi, many of the alphabets are same, but when we pronounce it or when we write it, the ways are different. So same way, in a computer language, algorithms or the procedure to write may be the same, but the way of writing everything will be different because it will depend who has developed it and what are the keywords, what are the comments, and so on. So there are various things related in this. We have already studied last year, and I think you will recall it when I tell you. So in programming language, we had further studied was the binary code. Binary code is the most simplistic form of data. It is represented entirely by a binary system of digits consisting of a string of consecutive zeros and ones. We don't have any other alphabet in binary or any other digit. It is only comprised of zeros and one. So even if we say 12, we never say 1, 2. We say in the format of zeros and ones. Binary code is often associated with machine code in that binary sets can be combined to form a raw code which is interpreted by a computer or other piece of a hardware. A computer is a machine and it is all related to hardware in it. It is all set inside it, and when you open it, you will get different sets of hardwares connected to each other to form one system. What do you mean by the word interpreted? It is translated the way computer understands. So if I want to communicate with computers, I will write the language with which computer understands, and compiler will compile it, and interpreter will translate it and give me the proper output which I require. That's the job of a compiler and interpreter. Next, we had studied were the different types of programming languages. So basically, there are two types of languages, that is low level and high level. In the beginning, we started with the low level languages because at that time, computer was something very new at that time. So we started with machine language because we knew at that time computer is a machine, and slowly, different parts of computers were developed and they were assembled. So we had in the beginning machine language. Then we came up with the idea of assembly level, assembling the parts together and conveying the message to the computer. Then we started with the high level languages, that is C, C++, and Java. Depending on the set of hardware we have, we need to communicate to the computers. So beginning was C, later on C++. C++ is an object-oriented language. C is a normal language where there are no objects being developed. Java is again a higher version to C++. The things which we cannot do in C++, we can do in Java. After that, we had studied whether converting low level into a high level. Now in low level, primarily if you see over here, there is only binary code. See, you can see 1, 0, 1 means the way if I want to communicate is only binary language. So this is the language through which you can communicate with the computer. So in the beginning, it was only binary. Later on, it became very difficult for the person to learn to write these codes. So they developed the high level languages, the language which they can easily tell computer and computer can do their work. So we came up with the programming codes like C. Over here, I have shown you one example of a program where a program is written. Here it is simple English statements, the way a computer understands. And that is the reason high level languages were made, because it had got more number of features in it. And the processing time was very, very less. And here the processing time was very fast because every letter has to be read and then understood. So compiler and interpreter used to take a long time for it to do it. So in this way, we come to know that low level languages were very slow and higher level languages are very fast. They save our time. Next were the generation of languages, means the programming languages. So the first was machine level. In machine level, only the hardware related things were compiled at that time. So it was very difficult. Later on, we came up with assembly. That was also very difficult because at that time, only binary was the way to communicate and the processing used to take a long time. So these languages didn't turn up very well at that time. Later on, we came up with the imperative, a pathway between machine and assembly to reduce the stress. After that, object-oriented languages we started. So that was C and C++, which I showed you in the previous slide. And later on, the logical languages. Logical languages are the artificial intelligence, which you see nowadays, the robotics and all. So an intelligence is being provided artificially, and they know how to do that work. So this was regarding the different generations of languages. After that, we had a new chapter on media player, which you people use it more because you like the media. That is the playing different songs, editing different songs, cutting different songs, playing it in a different way. So that is related to media player. Now, media player is a product of Microsoft Windows, and it was developed in the year 1991. And it was capable of playing animation videos and few other formats. Like formats means .exe is an executable file. Windows media file nowadays famous is .mp4. If it is an audio, it is .mp3. If it is a video files .mov, .avi, and so many other formats are there in a media player. But as and when the technology advances, you will have different extensions of media player. So don't say the mistold.mp4, so it will be mp4 forever. No, as the version changes, the extensions also will change. So as there is any something new update in it, something new will come in the market. Later in 1999, it came up with the built-in components like this. That is shuffle on, off, repeat on, off. You must have seen these things in your musical system. But those are ready-made buttons. But computer, this is a part of a software right now we are talking. So these buttons are present when you play a song. So you can rewind, play, pause, fast forward. You can even increase the volume, reduce the volume, and all these things are present in this Windows Media Player. After moving to the Windows Media Player, we had done a lesson on Excel. Now, what is an Excel? Yeah, of course, it's a spreadsheet. Now, what do you mean by spreadsheet? Spread means which is spread everywhere with rows and columns. Like in Word, we had a plain whiteboard, but Microsoft Excel is not a whiteboard. Here, it is only with the rows and columns inbuilt. If I don't want rows and columns, then I need to use Word or WordPad or a Notepad. In Excel, my numerical data will be there. So it is inbuilt with rows and columns, and that is the reason it is called as spreadsheet. Whole sheet is made of that. It helps us to store, organize, and manipulate the data. Now, we are going to store the data in the Excel file in the rows and columns provided. Organize the data in the sorted order, either in the ascending order or in the descending order, whichever order we want, or in the order of the random numbers. So this is possible in Excel. Manipulating data, now you must be thinking how I'm going to manipulate. Manipulate means the way I want to represent the data is called as manipulate. Now, if the company wants to know which product is at a great loss, so I will write a formula in such a way that it will give me on the top priority, which is the product which is being less sold. So that is called as manipulating. It means we are not manipulating the set or arrange with us. We are organizing it, which product was sold less and which product was sold more. So that is called as manipulating it to get the result faster, to achieve some success in it. In Excel, we had studied basically was the date and time. How to, like, see, whenever you purchase something new, electronic device, date and time, either they tell you to adjust or they adjust and give. Why it is necessary? Because from that time being, it will start storing the different applications or whatever thing which you are going to set in that electronic device has to be registered first with the date and time, because everything has got a validity period. If that is not set, then your system won't work it properly. So anything which you are going to fix in an electronic device, specifically whether you know or you don't know, is meant or is important from the date and time perspective. So either they store and give you, or you need to. It depends. If you are assembling, you need to do that job. It is being assembled, then they'll do for you. So now in Excel, you need to specify the date, today, now, time. All these things have got different functions. Now date can be written in this format also, like DDMMYY or MMDDYY, or everything in 2 digits, MMDDYY, not 4 times Y. So that is a different way of representing date. Even I can say 1st of August 2020. 1st August, Saturday 2020. So these are the different types which we have studied last year. And if you see here, the shortcuts are being provided to you. How to enter the current date using control plus minus semicolon, and then how to write the current time, control plus shift key and the semicolon. So the above one is going to place you the current date, and this one is going to give you the current time. Now this time will be the system time. So whatever is your system time will be printed over here. Now assume you are online at that particular time. So that time will be taken from the internet time. That time won't be your system time. So if that data you have shared with someone, it will take the internet date and time. It won't take your system date and time. So that's the biggest difference. After that was the second function we had studied was today. What is the current date? Now, at that particular time when you are entering it, and the time in the way of writing it, like 11:34 a.m., 11:34, 30, which way is comfortable for you. Now, as the users are different, they have different way of expressing it. So this thing we had studied in detail last year. And many more functions were also there. Don't forget that. After that, the most important topic which you liked was Flash, the creativity, mobile gaming application. Now, all the Flash files which you were going to develop were having the extension .fla. FLA presence is the next Flash file. And how to start a Flash? Start Adobe Master Collection CS3. Now, this is the version which we are going to use. It will differ from person to person. Means even also it depends on the operating system we are using. After that, we had taken last year was Professional CS3. In that, we had learned the different tools present in it. So some tools were to create or modify drawings and text. Text means typing, the written matter. You can insert an object, give some animation to it, set a timeline panel, and many more. You can zoom it, zoom out. You can put the color in it. You can give some kind of animation in it. So these were the different things which we had studied last year in Flash. After Flash, something related to creativity we had studied. That was Quick Basic. So Quick Basic is the first programming language developed by John and Thomas. It used to support most of the operating systems at that time because it was a plain language. And in that, we had basically focused on three things, that is character set, constants, and variables. Why this was important? Because that was our first programming language and we need to know how to communicate with the computers. So first we had studied was character set. So what is a character set? It allows alphabets, both small and capital, as well as it allows numbers from 0 to 9 and special characters like equal to, plus, minus, asterisk, slash, front slash, backslash. This is exponent when you use a maths 2 raised to 3. In computers, we use with this symbol. Now symbols for mathematics, while writing is different, and when you want to do the same calculation in computers, the way of writing is different, but it performs the same operation. Comma, semicolon, dot, single quote, double quotes, exclamation, question mark, and, greater, smaller, hash, dollar, percentage, and these are the different types of special characters. So it is character set basically comprises of alphabets, small and big, or you can say small and capital, numbers from 0 to 9, and these are the special characters which we had studied in detail while writing the programs. Next was the constants. With the word constant, you have understood something which is constant, which is not going to change. Only it will change when we give some calculation to it. A symbol whose value does not change during the execution of the program is called a constant. Constants can be expressed as 505, 522.12, Nepal, means assigning something a fixed value. That is called as a constant. And constants are of two types, numeric and string. Numeric related with numbers, string related with characters, words, sentences, paragraphs, and so on. So all these things come under string. The third important thing which we had studied was the variables. When we write a program and if it is related to a text, we have two types. We have a string variables, which will be there for a word, which will be there for a sentence, and which will be there for a paragraph, and so on. It stores character strings. It begins with a letter followed by letters or digits, but it always ends with a dollar sign. So if there is a string variable, then it has to end. For example, if I say name dollar is equals to double quote, and I should write the name and complete the double quote. So that becomes a string variable, assigning name dollar with some particular name. So that is a way of expressing it to a computer. And the few keywords which we had learned during that time was read, list, print, let, and end. Let means in the beginning of program, you'll find end to end the program. I think with this, you are recalling what we have studied last year. After this, we had learned how to do some kind of calculations, but with what? So we had learned the three types of operators to do the calculations. First was mathematical operators, second relational, and the third one logical. These three play a very important role in doing calculations in QBasic because it was the first programming language and you need to know how to talk with a computer. So at that time, these operators used to help you to do your calculations. Now, mathematical operation, you are familiar with plus, minus. Multiplication is not written as X, it is the symbol used is asterisk. Division, this sign. Integer division means when you're dividing to get the integer value. At that time, this symbol you will use. Mod, it is a modulus to represent when you divide something and you just want the remainder, you have to write mod. Normally, when we do division, we get the quotient. But instead of quotient, if I want the remainder of those two numbers which we have divided, then I have to write mod. An exponent means suppose I say 2 raised to 2 or 2 raised to 3. Raised to I cannot write raised to spelling. I need to use the symbol. So this way I am going to write it to get a proper output. So this is related to mathematical operators, and this we had used in the program if you remember. Second is the relational. There's some relation. That is why these things are called as relational operator. So first one was less than, then greater than. This you have studied in primary, but while using in computers, we should know which are the symbols. Less than or equal to, greater than and equal to, if the two numbers are equal, if I want to say 2 equal to 2, not equal to. This is the way when we say not equal to. Like 3 over here is not equal to 2. So I'll write in the computer language this way, because every language is different. So we are supposed to use those keywords which are set for that language. Next is the logical operator. Now operator are of three types: and, or, and not. And is a multiplication, or is addition, and not is negative. All the electronic devices which are developed in the world, electrical switches basically, use these three things, and from these three things other operations are developed to build a circuit. In detail I had explained you last year also, but just right now telling you, and is multiplication, or is addition, and not is negation. If I say on, it will become off. Addition, 0 plus 1 is 1, and 0 into 1 is 0. I think by this you must have remembered. Then we had studied the statements of QBasic, means how will you convey a computer what you want. So you have to write its language. So first statement which we had studied last year was CLS, to clear the output screen. And the syntax was CLS. I cannot write clear my screen for me. So I have to use the command. So syntax means the way of communicating to the computer. So I will just say CLS and the computer will clear the screen for me. Second is rem. It is used to put the comments in the program. It is a non-executable statement, means whatever you write in the remember, it is only for your reference. It is not for the reference of a computer, and the syntax is rem. Next is let. It is an assignment statement which is used to assign the value to a variable, and it is an optional. It is not compulsory. If I want to say a equals to 2, I can directly write, but correct way of writing a syntax is let a is equals to whatever the value is. Print, if I need to print some output for you, then I need to write a print statement, or else it won't be printed. You can also use a question mark for that. Next statement which we had studied was input, like something if you want to get it from the user, then you want to ask something to the user, you have to say input first number, enter the second number. So you have to use the syntax input. And then here see, For the program, they have written print sum of x and y. And here they have clearly written x plus y. So the sum of these two numbers will be displayed to you on the screen. Then to terminate the program, we used to use the end statement. Read the data. It is only meant for the computer to, it is only used for large programs. Like too many number of things are involved in a program. Then we always write read x, y, z. So no need of say input x, input y and all. So in one statement, you can cover all your variables. So in one shot, your work is done to reduce the time. So this was regarding the QBasic statements, which we had learned last year. After that, second last chapter was the interesting for you all, correct? Yes. History of internet. It began in 1960. Then email was developed. Then e-commerce came into picture. After that, ARPANET. Then with the speed of internet, then www, the first website in 1990 was launched. After that, internet was used globally. Then in 1999, we had a Wi-Fi with a very small range. And now you know Wi-Fi has gone to a very large extent. And nowadays we are totally dependent on Wi-Fi because we are not able to move out. And the thing which is keeping us nearby or through which we are able to communicate is Wi-Fi. That is basically the internet. Internet has boomed various things. It is helping us nowadays to a very large extent. Last but not the least, which we had studied, was the popular services provided by internet. You get lots of information on different topics. You just go to the Google search engine, there's a text box, you type, and related to that particular thing, thousands of websites will be reflected to you. From that, whichever is comfortable, you just open that website, see what relevant data is going to match with your requirements. If it matches, you can use it. If it doesn't match, just go to the next website. Connectivity. Of course, connectivity plays a very important role in internet. If you don't have a range, you don't get a proper connectivity. Booking railway or air tickets, sitting at home, you can book. No need to go to that particular station and book for it. Similarly, for watching movies, TV shows, and live events, it is just at one click. E-commerce, it is related to business. So business thing is also possible because of internet. Consulting and planning. If you want to plan something for your business, you can have different consultants working on it, and you can have a chat with them and communicate how to do the planning for that particular business. So all these things we had studied in detail last year. So I think your doubts must have got cleared with the revision of the last year's chapter. Now I want all of you to revise the programming languages, the types of languages, programming languages. Then we had studied the generations of programming languages. After that, we studied with the media player, then the Excel, the different functions, then the Flash, and then the QBasic. After QBasic, we had studied the different character sets, constants, and variables. And then operators, mathematical, relational, and logical. And after that, the statements in QBasic. And then history of internet. And the last one, popular services provided by internet. I hope so you will revise this video. Keep yourself updated with these videos. Thank you. Take care.